Many of you, I know many of you, and some of you know me as friends. I'm here to talk about the shutdown, about the failure of Derek Van Orden to support an extension of ACA benefits as cuts to Medicaid. But first of all, if we put it in context, there's nothing really surprising about this. This administration came in power, and the first thing they wanted to do was to cut off health care benefits for those in Africa that are starving and suffering from disease, whether it's HIV or other communicable diseases. Then they came after all the rest of us. They came after us appointing a secretary of HHS who didn't believe in vaccines, didn't believe in modern health care. They have chopped up the Center for Disease Control, the CDC. They've done many things that are really despicable. So I come to you also on the request of the Committee to Protect Healthcare. You know, and I've been affiliated with them for some years, and it started way back during the pandemic. But although we are small, we are mighty, and we have made the mark that people know about Brian and what we're doing here. It's important work. Now, Representative Van Orden earlier voted to slash Medicaid, as you've already heard, to help finance tax cuts for the very wealthy. Here's some statistics. The Medicaid cuts mean that 18,513 people in the 3rd Congressional District will lose health care coverage. Think about that, 18,513 people. On top of that, the tax cuts for the ACA marketplace are set to expire. Now, Republicans say, well, yeah, it was only set during COVID. You know, it's only supposed to be temporary. Well, the tax cuts for the billionaires were also temporary, set to expire. They found the money to renew those. They found the money to send $20 billion to Argentina so that Secretary Bessent and his friends can profit from their speculation or the Argentina peso. They find money for all sorts of stuff. $250, $300 million to tear down half of the White House without following any rules, to put up a golden ballroom so he can feel like he's at home at Mar-a-Lago without traveling there. If Congress allows the tax credit to expire for the ACA, 30,000 people in Wisconsin's 3rd Congressional District will see their health costs rise. Now, it is outrageous that what they've said over it all is that the reason Democrats are fighting is because we want to fund money for illegal immigrants. First of all, no person is illegal. Immigrants have access to health care coverage when they go to the emergency room. That was signed under President Ronald Reagan, who simply said that if somebody comes to the emergency room, regardless of their insurance status, we will allow you to receive Medicaid compensation, that the money would go to the hospital so that the hospital didn't go broke. Well, our government would like to use doctor visits as a way of catching illegal immigrants, because that's more important to them than people getting their health care taken care of. Some more statistics. For a family of 4 making $64,000 a year, the premium increase under the ACA marketplace will increase to $2,571, which is a 362% increase. For a 60-year-old couple making $82,000 a year, their annual premiums could rise by $22,000, which is a 367% increase. For all these people and many more, these increases in premiums are going to cause many people to simply say they can't afford health insurance and to go without it. and then we'll all pay, both in human suffering and healthcare bills, for problems that could have been taken on an outpatient basis as they go to the emergency room in dire need. It's estimated that 7,900 more people in our district will lose their health care because Republicans in Congress, like Representative Van Orden, refuse to extend their tax credits. You know, when people don't have health care, now I'm a retired ophthalmologist after practicing in Wisconsin for almost 40 years, 35 plus years. When people don't have health care, as an eye doctor, I saw the people that neglected their care and had diabetes and silently were going blind from retinopathy. I saw people that didn't know they had glaucoma and they were silently going blind. People with macular degeneration that were going blind because they didn't know they had a problem. So even as an eye doctor, and I have to say it seems the Republicans have a little bit of a problem with their vision, I could see what happens when you don't get your checkups. The federal government doesn't have to remain shut. The Republicans are refusing to even negotiate with the Democrats about health care. They can choose to work with Democrats, open the government, reverse their harmful cuts to Medicaid, and extend the ACA tax credit. It's time for Congressman Van Orden to work for his constituents, including me, and their health, not just for billionaires and the powerful. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming.